Traders War Room, Traders War Room. We locked and loaded. Stop, I'm on it.
Hey, you know I'm on that though, man.
Y'all, come join it. In the Traders War Room, warring with the market every day. We on Zoom. Never gonna quit, ain't no way we gonna lose.
What is up, team? Chuck with Traders War Room back at you with another video. Guys, this is a different type of video, man. I'm going to talk about some for real business type of stuff here, okay? We're talking about the Traders War Room Mutual Fund, and I want you guys to know no other platform that is in our genre or competitors is doing stuff like this, okay? We're the only ones pushing out this type of true trading and investing knowledge. And I want you guys to know, any of you that are riding with us, you guys are in at the groundbreaking grassroots level, and we're going to take this thing straight to the top. Any of you guys know my goals? I've never wavered from them, all right? My goal is to get a brick and mortar establishment, become a family office, ring that bell at Wall Street, get an interview by Jim Cramer, and sit on the TWR yacht with everybody, sipping our champagne, smoking our cigars, and looking out into the horizon saying, you know what? Dreams truly do become reality. That's what I'm doing, okay? And so if you guys are down for the journey, then you guys just need to click the link below. Come join this particular endeavor that we have, and you guys are going to be part of the team. Now, in this video presentation, you're going to see a whole bunch of slides, and I'm going to talk in depth about what this Traders War Room Mutual Fund, we call it the TMF, is all about, okay? You're going to get all the details and everything. If you have any questions, you can always text me at the business line, or you can get onto social media and send me a direct message, and I'm definitely there. But I want you guys to know, again, no one else is doing this type of stuff, right? You guys are in at the groundbreaking level. This is how all these big names, the big boys on Wall Street, started out as nothings, all right? Coming out swinging, and I already told you guys, I'm going to keep grinding until I make it to the street, and I got that banner of the TWR flag behind me with my Market Warrior soldiers, and we ring that opening or closing bell at Wall Street, and we are a legitimate threat on the block, and we're gonna grind this out together. Now, enough of that, promotion and stuff like that. You guys already know the deal, man. We're gonna get into the video. I'm gonna explain what it is. You got questions, you hit me up, all right? Other than that, I'll catch you guys when that market bell rings, and definitely check me out on the social medias. Check out my free stuff. I give out the free stuff, which is good, but if you want that great stuff, you gotta get the premium, okay? So links are all in the description. Get spun up, and I'll catch you guys out there, and we'll go make that money.
I'm using my AI chat for the narrative of the video. Don't worry, it's my voice, but embedded with software. It assists keeping thoughts clear and concise, without rambling on. Okay, let's talk about the TWR Mutual Fund Club. Previously, we called these simply TWR trading clubs, but we're changing it up a bit. So what are mutual funds? How do they work? Mutual funds are managed funds with pooled money from shareholders investing and trading in the stock market. We'll cover each area in more depth shortly, but here's a quick overview. Mutual funds start with the investor, that's you. Then the fund manager, that's me. Then securities, which are the trades. Finally, the return, which are the profits and losses, but also include dividend distribution. You may be wondering, how are mutual funds and ETFs different? Here's the basics on how they differ. ETFs, or exchange-traded funds, are exactly as the name implies. Funds that trade on exchanges, generally tracking a specific index. When you invest in an ETF, you get a bundle of assets you can buy and sell during market hours, potentially lowering your risk and exposure while helping to diversify your portfolio. The difference between an ETF versus mutual fund comes down to several factors. The most important is the investment strategy. Both can be passively or actively managed. For ETFs, the performance of the index will impact returns. For mutual funds, returns depend on the skill of the manager. So what is the TWR Mutual Fund Club all about? First, we'll be running our fund in 90-day chunks. Think of these as quarters of the year. That means the TMF will have 4 quarters, or QTRs, similar to earnings for stocks. In the same spirit, we'll review performance at the QTR review. Members will then choose whether they want you to liquidate shares at current P&L ratio, or they can choose to roll shares into the next QTR. They then would be issued a dividend. More on that shortly. The books will open at the QTR. This allows current and new members to buy into more shares if they choose. Current members will have a priority window for buy-in. and then new members will be allowed to buy in. Each buy-in equals 1 share of the fund. Please note that shares in this sense are not the same as shares you own with equities. Your share is of the portfolio. You are allowed to buy multiple shares during open books. 1 share to 9 shares are standard rate. You get a discount if you buy blocks of 10. Our buy-in rate for shares will be $250. This is the same rate as our previous club, which the TMF has been created from. We've done clubs in the past ranging from $50 to $1,000 buy-in rates. We have found that $250 is a sweet spot, not too expensive to break the bank, but large enough to elevate a portfolio's base to trade effectively and have fun. Books stay open for about a week. Once they close, no new members and buy-ins are allowed for 90 days. One very important rule is that once books close and fund QTR starts, absolutely no liquidation of the fund until next QTR. This is so the fund and trade and have some breathing room for 90 days. The only exception would be a national disaster or some kind of severe emergency. These would be handled case by case. Let's go back and break this cycle down specifically for the TWR Mutual Fund Club, starting with the investor. The investor is you. You are the one who buys in and collectively with other investors that creates the pool for the fund. Fund manager. The fund manager is TWR, and I'll be conducting the trading and investing for the fund. Trading securities. Regarding securities, we'll keep all options open, but primarily we'll use stock and option trading. We'll use a combination of day trading and swing trading. We'll also do some long investments with a small portion for stability. Now let's talk about the return on investment. This will also go into the strategy that we're going to use throughout the TMF. We will use a 70, 20, 10 method of trading and investing. The breakdown is as follows. 70% is trading, 20% will be investing, and 10% kept as cash on hand. Here's an example of how the 70, 20, 10 strategy looks. We'll use a portfolio base of $10,000. We would have $7,000 for trading, $2,000 for investments, and we'd keep $1,000 as cash on hand. This way, even if a market crash occurs, we'd have 10% that would be safe for the investor. Now I want to break down how the portfolio would look like for the shareholders. Same $10,000 port, which equals 50 shares at current buy-in. A $250 buy-in is $200 into fund and a $50 admin fee. I'll explain the admin fee in a few slides. If we were to flip the account in the QTR, say 100%, ending at $20,000, each share would now be worth $400. That's a 2x ROI. Say 10% decide to liquidate at QTR, the other 90% decide to roll into next QTR. That would be 5 shares liquidated and 45 rolled. Liquidation pulled out is a deduction of $2,000. Our port would then be $18,000. We then would issue dividends to the rolled shareholders at 4%. More on that percentage in a moment. That would equal a $16 dividend distributed to all shareholders who rolled into the next QTR. Please remember, while it doesn't sound like a lot, that dividend is per share, and there are 4 quarters in the year. Say, for example, you bought a 10 block of shares. Well, your dividend distribution would be $160. To give you perspective, take Coca-Cola for example. They have a dividend yield of 2.78%. That means for $100 invested, you would get back $2.78 per year. The TMF is giving you 4% ROI per share bought, per quarter. You can see why our fund club is exciting to be part of. Using the example from before, you can see that even after distributing the dividend rolling into the next QTR, the shares are still almost at 2x ROI. That potential is only able to be done in private clubs. Institutions can't provide returns like that because of red tape. Now moving into the next QTR, you can see how our 70, 20, 10 strategy would look. $12,000 would be for trading, about $3,400 would be investing, and there would be about $1,700 of cash on hand. Now that I have your attention and most likely your excitement, let's answer some common questions to avoid a bunch of simple inquiries. I'm sure a lot of you will want to know how the $250 buy-in is broken down. $200 goes into the TMF fund as the pool. The additional $50 is an administration fee that we charge for this particular service we provide, per share bought. You might be wondering why we charge an administration fee. For this, I want to highlight common practices of institutions. Institutions charge a fee on similar products. TWR is no different as a business. It takes time, effort, and skill to be successful, and to ensure we're able to provide our rate of return on investment. We believe this is a small price to pay for the returns that we provide that dwarf traditional companies like Coca-Cola and others. You may be wondering what is considered a good dividend yield percentages. Generally speaking, a return of 2% to 6% is considered a good annual yield. When you compare it to the S&P 500, going back historically, you were looking at 3% to 5%. However, recently it's been way lower, sitting at 1.32%. Different sectors and different industries all give a different rate of return, as you can see. We're cutting the middle and providing 4% every quarter. Now TWR is reserving the right to adjust this in the future in efforts to stay both profitable and competitive. But members would be notified at QTR review for implementation into following QTR. Probably one of the biggest questions you have is whether this is legal. Obviously, it sounds too good to be true, right? Well, just so everyone is clear, investment clubs are very legal. Rules vary from club to club, but typically they are guided through SEC regulations. I'm not going to bore you with reading all of the regulations, but I will put links inside of the description so that you can do your own research. However, as you can see right here, trading clubs, like the one we are discussing right now, are legal as long as you follow the rules. Another question you might be wondering is, do I have to keep buying in at the QTR intervals? Currently, the answer is no, but eventually, every member that wants to continue to roll on will need to buy in at the current rate. We first want to bring real results to our investors so that we build a sense of integrity with our members and the TMF. And just to be crystal clear, we wouldn't be doing anything out of the norm by doing this. Having mandatory buy-in intervals is standard for clubs like this. Will the trades and investments be published? Will I be able to follow along and trade individually along with the club? Yes, but not all will be able to be posted. Day trades sometimes happen too quickly to push. Swing trades and long holds would be easier to post in a community forum. Where and how will I receive updates on the account? The number one place where you will get the most up-to-date information as the club rolls on would be on our Discord. We will also have a backup channel on the Telegram app. I would not be opposed to having a backup channel on another social media site like Facebook or X if members wanted it. Do you have to be a premium member of our TWR Discord to be in the club? Not at this time currently, but in the future, it will be a requirement. You need to remember that we are building this from the ground up. Part of that is broadening our base to get people excited. Once we are known for our rate of returns, we will taper off membership by going exclusive TWR Premium only. You will, however, need to at least be a free member of TWR Discord to get daily and weekly updates. If you really don't like social media, we will provide monthly and quarterly updates via email. These will be spreadsheets with performance data and some commentary with forward guidance. You will just miss out on the real-time updates that happen daily. So what does the future vision look like for the TMF and TWR as a whole? Eventually, we want to create a publicly traded TWR ETF. Also, we would like to create a TWR application that users could access all of our products and services. But our main goals have never changed since starting TWR. We want to open a traditional brick-and-mortar investment family office, providing both traditional and TWR-specific services. I want to ring the market bell at Wall Street with TWR Market Warriors. And finally, I want TWR to be highlighted and interviewed on a show like CNBC or Bloomberg, maybe even something like Mad Money with Kramer. Now getting into probably the biggest question. Why invest in the TWR TMF and not go through a traditional institution like JP Morgan, Goldman, or Fidelity? First, high risk equals high rewards, but obviously isn't guaranteed because, well, it's high risk. Next, TWR can bring the potential of huge returns being private that institutions can't due to red tape. Remember Coca-Cola. Here's another example with Walmart. They are paying 83 cents per share. Again, providing perspective, TWR just paid QTR dividends of $30 this quarter per share. Again, you can't get that with institutions. But possibly the most exciting aspect is you are part of building something from the beginning, and eventually celebrating the success and achievements together. So now that I have you excited, and I have covered practically everything that's a big ticket item regarding the TMF, you want to know how to sign up and become a member. All you have to do is go to our link that takes you directly to the storefront checkout. Don't worry, you don't have to pause the slide and copy this. The link will be the first link in the description. When you click the link, it'll take you to our storefront, which will look something like this. We use Upgrade Chat as our main third-party billing processor. Please ensure that you expand the description so you can read fully the terms of service and standard operating procedures. Once you have read the terms, press the Upgrade button and it will take you to the payment page. You can see we have multiple ways to process your payment, so choose the one that you like best. Note that purchasing the membership and finalizing your payment is acceptance of all terms of service. After purchase, you will receive an email that looks something like this. It will have some information that you need to note, but you can always contact us for anything through our business email or phone line. That information will be in description as well. You will repeat the process for multiple shares. 1 through 9 shares are done individually. We do this so everything can be accounted for accurately. If you want to get blocks of 10 shares, we have a separate link for that as well. You also receive a discount on the administration fee getting blocks of 10. The link for the blocks of 10 will be in the description as well near the top. Alright, so let's cut the BS. Why Traders War Room? Well, you're getting something that's real, something that our competitors aren't providing. You are at the grassroots, the beginning of a literal dream, becoming a reality. You will be part of building something with unlimited and very lucrative potential. Think for a moment, 5 years from now, when we're all sipping champagne on the TWR yacht, trading the TWR ETF like we do now with SPY or Triple Qs, talking about the interview that we just did with Jim Cramer, and reading our latest blog that we wrote for the Wall Street Journal. You can reflect back with the knowledge that you helped creating this, and that dreams really can become a reality. Traders War Room. Let's go to war.
In the traders war room, warring with the market every day. We on Zoom, never gonna quit. Ain't no way we gonna lose. I done made a profit and it's way before noon. Way to go, dude. Come and learn how to trade stocks.